Um, I'm sure what will make some people mad is people left in or not in the list we're about to give you.
The nominees for the inaugural Penn State
Yes.
Sports Hall of Fame.
Yes. We, as you mentioned, or I mentioned, decided to try to create a Penn State Sports Hall of Fame. It will live on the website. We asked you to name up to 10 people that you think that should be in this. And you gave us a lot of names, a ton of names. So much so that we actually had to expand the balloting process a little bit. So we initially set it at 30, and then I was like, well, and I think we got it down to 41, just based on some ties and things like that.
Look at us being inclusive. Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's our rules. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna follow these rules, however, in general. From this list of 41, we will give you, or you will be able to vote up to 15 people. And you can vote. I think I'm going to make it as you can vote as many times as you want to. However, we will cap it in terms of the number of football people at 6. So there will be 6 representatives from football, 9 representatives from non-football, but you don't have to vote that way. If you want to vote all football, because I think there are 15 people football-wise here, you can. If you want to do 15 people that are non-football, you can as well. And it should caveat that we assume that the top 15 people include 6 football people. We could have 5
so
football
the inaugural
people.
class will be 15 no matter what.
Yeah, we could have 5 people that are football and 10 that are non-football,
Right.
for example. I think I did the math, and I think it was 11 or 12 different sports plus a few what I would call general people, just because I think they had an impact on Penn State athletics outside. But I think credit to everybody that did nominate them, because I think particularly those names would be on there. Do you want me to should I just read the list?
Sure, go ahead. Here's the list of names. Drum roll. There you go.
It's 41 names. So we've got Ali Krieger, Alyssa Nair. Oh, these are alphabetical order by first name because I have them in a Google spreadsheet, and that's the easiest way that Google can support that. So Ali Krieger, Alyssa Nair, Barney Ewell, Blair Thomas, Bo Nickel. Got to make the column wider on this one. Candace Finn Rocha, Jar Moret, Krista Harmoto, Kurt Warner, David Taylor, Ed Ruth, Fran Fisher, Franco Harris, Gene Whetstone, Harry Groves, Horace Ashtonfelter, Jack Ham, Jesse Arnold, Joe Batista, Joe Paterno, John Capoletti, Kelly Mazzani, Kerry Collins, Kerry McCoy, Kajana Carter, LeVar Arrington, Levi Lamb, Megan Hodge, Micah Hancock, Micah Parsons, Nicole Fawcett, Paul Paz-Lesney, Raquel Rodriguez, Russ Rose, Saquon Barkley, Shane Conlon, Susie McConnell-Serio, Taylor Battle, Todd Blackledge, Wally Triplett, and Zane Rutherford. So that is, I'm very impressed at the.
Good on you. It's a great nomination list.
Yeah,
Everybody that submitted stuff, those are probably the right names to be at this level.
Yes.
The next 15 will be interesting.
I think what I think was interesting is like the fact that this wasn't like nobody submitted a list that was 10 football people. Like there were always a list of other non-football sports, and I think that's very impressive. And I think the age range, I don't know if that's the proper term. Maybe the breadth of ages or years that we've got here. You've got Levi Lamb, you've got Horace Ashtonfelter, Jesse Arnold, some of those people from all the way back then. But then you have more recent people. I don't think that there was like a heavy bias towards like maybe some of the newer football players in general, which we did cap. You have to be graduated, so we're looking 2021 and younger. But I think that was great. And I think the other thing, like there were a lot of other names that didn't make this list in terms of like the number, but went even further back. Mother Dunn was on there. There was Rip Engel was on there. Hugo Bedchek was on there. Like really pretty much it showed to me is how knowledgeable people truly are about Penn State sports, I think, in a lot of way in terms of respecting history and tradition.
And it's so much more than football. I mean, again, we talked about 6 as the most for the 50-member club. But if you're doing a Penn State All Sports Hall of Fame, You got 31 sports. There's clearly going to be some sports that don't make it. Some people that don't make the inaugural class. That doesn't mean they won't make it as we go forward. But this feels like the right group of people to just say, okay, if you were to do this and you were going to say 15 people, who are they that affected Penn State athletics? I think you'd be right with the 15 that comes out of this list of nominees.
Correct. No, I agree. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Non-football person. Who is definitely going on your ballot?
Because Penn State gymnastics was, the place, and he was foundational for that way. And sports wise, so this came out of this. Part of this is what we did. Came out of a class that I did, right? Like, came out of the class I'm teaching last fall and teaching this spring, and this is kind of a final project for them. And it was interesting to see who didn't make it for them, and there was a recency bias for. I think for me, another one that you said non-football though.
Yes.
Probably Susie. Susie McConnell was the best basketball player on campus when I was there, men's or women's. And she got, I don't know if they were all legit assists or she got some hockey assists when she was setting her assist records. But yeah, I think her for sure. And then probably one of the wrestlers.
Yeah. I think all the wrestlers are really tough to choose between. I think all
yes, because they're just so good. I mean, right. So maybe for me it's David.
And like that's what's tough about it. Like it's like writing it right below because of the way it's alphabetized. Ed Ruth is right there with David Taylor, and I think that's very fair. And I think Zane is right there in terms of performance. I think Susie McConnell was the name that probably first stuck out when of non-football people on this list. And I'll be honest, I think the other one is Kelly Mazzani. I think Kelly Mazzani deserves to be in on the first ballot, in my opinion, just because she was probably the first in my era, so to speak, of great. Like she made me a Lady Lions fan, right? Like that was like that. Those teams in the early 2000s.
When they were filling the arena, right? Like in terms of what it did for the program and what it did for this, they were filling the arena when she was playing. They made the Final Four. Susan Robinson not on the list, which is interesting. Like, I mean, it did.
Nominated.
Listen to the podcast. So Susan, if you've gotten this far, feel free to grumble. But no, it's a fun list, and hopefully people have fun as they look through all the 40 some people and pick their ones they're voting for in the final group, because I don't think there's much recency bias here. I mean, we cut out the 4 years. I guess the one for me that surprises me, doesn't surprise me, but Saquon's on there, right? Like, and it was funny. My students had Saquon right away, and I'm like, okay, yes, but if you made him Mount Rushmore of Penn State running back, you realize there was a Heisman Trophy winner, right? You realize there were, so it's not that clear. That one feels, but he's probably going to make it, and for lots of good reasons. Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, the running back situation at Penn State through the years, if you pick, it's pretty solid.
You froze me on that. That's a tough one. Because I think it would be, I think
I think he's going to make, I mean, I guess I'd be surprised if he didn't, but I guess I wouldn't shocked if he,
because this millennium.
Okay.
Better
but
than,
he's got,
I think he was a reason.
One of the six best football, what we're saying is one of the six best Penn State football players of all time. Well, no, we're not saying that.
But up to the six, no, not.
And I don't know if we have five people better than him I assume we have five people better than him.
I'm looking at the list. It's tight. It's close.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
So voting will open tomorrow, which will be the 17th, St. Patrick's Day. You'll have until the 31st, I believe. You can vote, like I said, up to as many times as you want to. But do that on the website. That's about it. All right.
Nice.
Thanks to everybody that nominated. Really appreciate it. It was, like I said, very, very impressed by the breadth of names on this list.